Books, woohoo! Downtown Portland. Been seeing this in Morgan's videos forever. Excited to go check it out. It's just a regular version of Frankenstein, but the cover is a graphic novel. Well, she should be under M for Montgomery. good. I love anything World War II.
had a mission, it was to find love, that special feeling that I once lost. I was driving in my spaceship, I could almost see that airstrip. I was going down for landing, 'cause I finally found my home. I'm like an alien in love,
running from all things at once without thinking twice. And I knew it would catch up and that we would be the ones left behind. The stories I've been told, they never seem to leave my mind. And this road that I am on, I gotta stay here for some time. Time is gone and I grew up. I somehow made it through without losing sight. And I still wonder where you are, and if you found a way out from the dark. The stories I've been told, they never seem to leave my mind. And this road that I am on, I gotta stay here for some time. Bruises, they come and they go, and we have to try and keep up, 'cause this life's so much more. And I still wonder come seek me out.
Hello friends, and welcome back to part 2 of my travel vlog where my husband and I went up to the Oregon coast for our anniversary. Had a great time up there, and so this is part 2 where we go to downtown Portland, do the waterfalls outside of Portland, and then do the rest of the southern coast that we didn't get to earlier in the week. And if you can hear the snoring, it is my corgi mix down here, Lucy, snoring away, won't leave my side since we came back from the trip. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Heather, and I run a small handmade business called Lemon Tree Corner, where I make purses and project bags for makers like you. This week is a little bit different though, because we're traveling. Didn't have a lot of time for crafting, although I did get a lot of crocheting done on the plane. And I will talk about that when we come back to the studio vlog next week. But wanted to share the rest of this trip with you. One of my favorite parts of the trip, of course, was going to downtown to the huge Powell's bookstore. And one of the things on my wish list to get there was this beautiful Powell's Books mug. The main reason being that one of my favorite YouTubers, Morgan Long, goes to Powell's all the time to buy books. She has this beautiful lifestyle and reading vlog that she does. I'll link it down below, where she goes to the bookstore and looks for books, and it's just huge and beautiful bookstore. So I really wanted to go there, and I wanted to have the same mug that she has in my collection. So you will see that in future vlogs. Since the bookstore is so huge and overwhelming, I decided that I really needed a purpose, several books that I was going to look for specifically when I was there, things that I was willing to give up weight in my luggage for and have space for without getting overwhelmed, and buying all of the books. Now, I took a lot of footage of actual book covers. These are books that I'm going to research on Audible and probably listen to, as I don't read a lot of physical books anymore. I do a lot more of Audible books. So I figured I would capture all of those book covers, the ones that I thought were interesting, and research those for possible audiobooks in the future. But one of the ones that I did want to get, I have all of these beautifully decorated Penguin classic books. Most of the Jane Austen books. I also have one of Alice in Wonderland, that kind of thing. So I really wanted to look for Little Women and Anne of Green Gables. I kind of have this female child author thing going on. I know Alice in Wonderland is written by a guy, so he was my one exception. But I wanted to have a collection of books, and even though I don't have kids, I would like to someday pass these on to, you know, great nieces and nephews, and have those available for them, and just have the classics in my library. So I had set aside those 2 books that I wanted to get, kind of a fancy version of those 2, not just a plain paperback. I figured that would give me some purpose and guidance in the bookstore, so I wasn't wandering around aimlessly for 5 hours, and it really did give me a purpose. I looked for the books on their own, just in the literature section, and then finally had to ask somebody because I wasn't finding them. And of course they were in the children's section because they're children's books. Didn't even occur to me. So she pointed me in the direction of the room that has the children's books. And I did find some. They're not quite the same as the Penguins book covers that I already have, but these 3 all went together, which is nice. So I got the Anne of Green Gables book, which is just beautiful. So these are puffin books, and what's interesting is probably why I'm drawn to it is it says on the back here that the illustration is by Anna Bond of Rifle Paper Company, which is one of the fabric lines that I love to work with. So it doesn't surprise me that, of course, I was attracted to this. And I did buy some Alice in Wonderland fabric. I think that was Rifle Paper Company. So it might have had the same feel to it too. So Anne of Green Gables, which I do not own as the book. I haven't even listened to it. I haven't read the book. I know, shocking, it's really bad. But I love the 80s miniseries with Megan Follows. Oh my god, that is one of my favorites. I have Anne of Green Gables and Anne of Avonlea, so I have both of those miniseries on VHS tape that I break out every once in a while, usually on a sick day when I don't feel my best. I'll watch Harry Potter or Anne of Green Gables and just brightens me right up. So it's kind of scandalous that I have not read this book. And another scandal is that I have never read Little Women. I don't know how that happened either. I love every movie iteration of Little Women. I've always wanted to read it. Look how huge this book is. This book is huge. I didn't realize it was this long of a book. How many pages is this? Oh, it looks like it's got some history in the back, but not that much. I mean, they are kind of like shorter than normal books as far as the size of the actual book. 777 pages. Oh my god. But you can see that the book itself is not a normal size book. So that's probably why it's longer. And then I couldn't resist getting Heidi because it's kind of like a 3-book set here. They all have the same feel and look. So I went ahead and got that as well, just to round off the collection. And I was so wrapped up in finding the books and completing my mission in PALS that I didn't even stop and look around for Morgan. I had this dream that I would run into Morgan at PALS Books and she would be filming her vlog and I would be filming my vlog and I get to meet her and be on her vlog and all that stuff. Did not happen. She could easily have been in the store and I was just oblivious to anything else going on around me. In fact, I am going to be very, very peeved if I watch her vlog and it turns out she was in PALS and I'm just obliviously walking through her camera frame. Aw, that would be the worst. So did that, had a very nice lunch in Portland, and just remembering that I am not a city gal. I am not a downtown big city gal. I love little coastal towns and fishing villages and things like that. And I always plan stuff to do in a downtown, and then by the time I get down there and it's dirty and grimy and some scary people walking around, I am a sheltered white girl from Southern California, so I don't do well in those situations. And just dealing with random people coming up and yelling in your face. And unfortunately, that was how downtown Portland was. And then you gotta pay for parking, and if what you're doing is not within walking distance of each other, you have to get in your car, go across town, and pay parking again, which is what we did. So, not my favorite. And in fact, it's making me rethink our trip to Seattle in July. Based on that experience, I'm thinking that we're gonna stay in an Airbnb further out of the city and focus more on Olympic National Park and all of that kind of stuff rather than doing more of city stuff, which is what I had planned in the first place. So I did something nice for Greg, who's my husband. After making him drive 2.5 hours over here to 2.5 hours over here on the coast all week, we went to this really cool arcade called Ground Control with a K, Control. It's a little arcade. It's got tons of pinball machines and old school video games. So we had a lot of fun there. It's a bar and everything too, but we went during the day, so it wasn't really a bar vibe. It was more of a teenager vibe when we went, which is fine for us. So got to play a lot of pinball machines, which were his favorite growing up. So it was really fun to just watch the kid in him come out and play. I tried my hand at a few things, was never very good at video games, so pretty much died twice really fast in Galaga. Tried Ms. Pac-Man, I've lost my touch, and even tried Donkey Kong, was dead within a few seconds. So not the best. I did do better on the pinball machines. I found that there's just so much going on in the pinball machines. It was really fun just to watch all the stuff going on in the background. And it makes me want to find a video of people designing pinball machines. Because you take a movie or a TV series and all these little touches, like the Addams Family one had the electric chair and the train and thing coming out of the box, and it had the vault, and it had like all these elements that of course are in the movie or the TV show. But the way they incorporate it into the pinball machine was really fascinating. So I'm really want to learn more about how people design pinball machine games. So that was a lot of fun, and then we spent the night and had dinner with our friends just across the bridge in Washington, and spent the night with them, which was really nice, and had a lot of fun doing that. And then the next day we drove to all the waterfalls, so that was the best part of the trip. Well, the best. I had a lot of best parts of the trip. So the waterfalls were really fun. Something that, having been in pandemic lockdown house arrest for 2 years, I have not been keeping up with my exercise. So I was really not in shape to do these hikes. So I had picked a few of the waterfalls that were really close to the road or the parking lot or a short hike. So I had tried to plan it with my mobility issues, my exercise issues in mind. And the first one we went to was Multnomah Falls, which is literally right off the parking lot. You can see the falls. It's also the most crowded, so we hit that first thing in the morning. Now, unfortunately, the falls were in shade and it was freezing, windy, cold, but we were all bundled up and we pretty much had it to ourselves. There were just 3 or 4 other families walking around at the time, and it's just beautiful. So we were able to enjoy that. We did come back later in the day as we were driving back that way, just to see if the sun had come over the hill and if we could get some shots of the falls with the sun shining on it. But the parking lot was packed. So my husband said, good call on getting there early. And we weren't even that early. It was maybe 9:30 when we got there. But by the time we drove back, it was probably like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and you couldn't even drive anywhere. It was like a traffic jam. Just trying to get back on the freeway was impossible. So very glad that we did that first thing in the morning. And the other one we went to was Bridal Falls, which was really pretty. That was about 3/4 of a mile hike. Unfortunately, I didn't realize it was, I don't look at the elevation, I just look at the mileage, and it was like straight down, straight up to the falls, and then down and up again. So really got my leg workout in that day. And that with the other places we went. Surprise is, there was another falls we were going to go to, which I crossed off the list because it was basically 2 miles round trip, and there was no way I was going to be able to do that. So we drove past the Bonneville Dam, and there's a Bonneville fish hatchery over there, and I was thinking, we'll get out of the car. Why not? We'll check it out. It is really, really cool. They have some interesting exhibits. You get to see the fish, you can feed the fish. It's like really kid friendly. I would totally take kids there if I had any kids. And this beautiful building, I don't know if it looks like it used to be a chapel or something. Just beautiful. And you're like, this is a fish hatchery. So really good find that we stumbled upon. And then we ended the day up on the hill of Rocky Butte, overlooking all of Portland, and we got a pretty clear, albeit far away shot of Mount Hood and Mount Shasta? Mount Hood and Mount St. Helens from far away, but you could totally see them clearly. Wish I had a telephoto lens. I'm just using my vlogging camera, and I couldn't really get in with any zoom or anything. So I'll put in what the best shot I got of the day was, so at least you can see what it looks like. And then the last day we went back down south and did Devil's Punch Bowl and Thor's Well and all those things that I was afraid we weren't going to see because they were rained out. But it just turned out to be a beautiful day, although blustery again. And we went to the Yaquina Head Lighthouse, which was beautiful. And if you're interested in the history of the Oregon lighthouses, I found this great YouTube video when I was researching this trip. I'll pop it in the description below, so you can check it out if you're interested. He goes through the history of each lighthouse, starting from the very north tip of Oregon all the way down. And it was just really beautiful to learn about all the history and the light keepers and the tradition of that. So I hope you had fun watching this. As I said, I'm going to put together some clips of like the forest drives and the coastal waves videos and all of that into a separate Moments of Zen videos and create a playlist for you so you can check those out and just have a moment of Zen whenever you need it. And then I'll be back next week with a regular studio vlog where we're going to continue work on our project bags. I'm also going to give you an update on the shawl project. I had a breakthrough, yay! So I'll show you that and what I came up with to finish that. And then I got my next Annie's kit in for the Moroccan blanket, so I'm excited to continue working on that. And I got my first kit for the Annie's kit of the Christmas candy striped blanket. So I don't know if I'll get started on that right away. I got so many projects going on, especially crochet projects. I might hold off on that. I'm going to do a Christmas in July series when we get to July, and I have a vacation in July. That wasn't very well thought out. I might be starting Christmas in June then. And working on this blanket. And then I also have an advent calendar that I want to make with little felt ornaments, where you take the ornament out and put it on the tree each day of Advent. So I'll get started on that in, I guess, June, July, August. I'll be working on that just so you have time to do the same thing. If you like it, you can purchase the pattern and get started on that and have that ready to go by the 1st of December. So as always, if you like this video, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. And that puts me in front of other like-minded people such as yourself so that we can grow this channel together and have a wonderful community here where we talk about crafts and mindfulness and sometimes vacations. And I just want to show you, if you've been hearing the snoring going on, there's Lucy. And she's still snoring. So if you've been hearing that the whole video, that's what you've been hearing. So looking forward to getting back into the crafts and all of the project work and hitting the ground running for the next episode. So I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me here in my little corner of the world, and I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead and look forward to hearing about what you're up to. Put it in the comments. What are you working on? What are you up to? Have you been to the Oregon coast? What was your favorite part of your trip if you have been there or if you live there? Have you been to Powell's bookstore? Let me know. Let me know what's going on with you. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, see you next week. Bye everyone.